Everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with a one-page layout using a bunch of different collections. Obviously some Disney layout or Disney collections, excuse me. This one here I think is from one of the older Say Cheese collections from Simple Stories. I have kind of been more so using the newer Simple Stories collections and then adding in a piece from like the older Echo Park collections or the older Simple Stories collections here and there. And I think a border is a really good way to kind of incorporate some of those older papers into the layout and use some of the newer embellishments. So I made a border. I have these two photos here and knew I wanted to kind of fill in each of the empty spaces to the top left and the bottom right. And that Minnie Mouse head just worked out perfectly. These photos are from Epcot. If you are a Disney enthusiast or I don't know, even if you're not, maybe you've heard of the Coca-Cola store in Epcot where they have free samples of a bunch of different pops or sodas from around the world. And one of the ones that is pretty popular, not so much because it's good, but probably because it's not good, is Beverly. That is one from Italy. It is very, very bitter. And so you will see how I incorporate that into my title when we get there. So I did decide to double map both of the photos, bringing in some of the different colors. I knew that a couple of my embellishments were going to be, I think there's one that's going to be kind of aqua, and so I wanted to bring in this blue paper, and what I ended up doing was using a 6x8, my 6x8 paper pad from the same Simple Stories collection, just to bring in that different color. So the top is just the yellow, but then the bottom photo has the red, the blue, and all of that. I wanted to do my title down in the bottom right hand side, but I just didn't like how it was kind of wide open, I guess I'll say, on the very bottom. And you can see I'm just trying to make sure, I'm going to spell out Beverly. I wanted to make sure that I had enough space width-wise with my photo placement here. So I had made the mistake of using the outside packaging to kind of do this, and so I decided, since I had some space on the actual packaging that the letters come on, I would kind of move the letters around to make sure that I had that space, if that makes sense. So like I said, I didn't love how the bottom just had nothing underneath that photo. So I decided to bring in just a strip of yellow here, and I am going to cut it so it doesn't go all the way across the white. And it just kind of helps maybe anchor my photo, and it's going to help anchor my title as well. So I just, again, wasn't really in my sketch that I had drawn out, but it just made sense when putting the layout together to add that paper at the bottom. So once I did that, then I felt like I could commit to the placement of the rest of, or I guess the two photos and then the Minnie Mouse head. What kind of inspired me to do this layout now was I was using the Teen Vibes Carson collection from Bella Boulevard, and there were two little soda stickers, and I thought that was absolutely perfect for documenting us trying all of these different kind of worldwide pops. So you can see I am going to add the Beverly at the bottom, and then the rest of my title was "Have You Met Beverly?" And it took me a second. Like, I did the title, I finished the layout, and then as I was walking out, I'm like, why is that phrase familiar? And oh my goodness, now I can't think of the show, How I Met Your Mother. They always say, "Have you met Ted?" So I don't know why. My husband and I used to watch that all the time, and so as I was walking out of the she shed after documenting this, I was like, oh, that must be kind of where I got the idea from. kind of subconsciously, you know, but just kind of a fun little fact that we used to binge watch How I Met Your Mother. So I did have to kind of come up with some embellishing ideas. I obviously wanted to include both of the soda cans. And so I found a chipboard black and white piece from one of the Vicky Bouton collections. I actually have that whole chipboard. It looks like maybe print shop. But I have that whole embellishment pack just in my Disney because it's all black and white and just perfect. So it had 2 little holes, and I actually just covered those up instead of, I don't know, adding to that, I guess. So I used the soda can and then Minnie Mouse ears there. And then at the top, to add to that cluster, I added that viewfinder. I just thought it was a good sized piece, and just liked how it filled in that white space a little bit more. I do go through and add just a couple more pieces here to finish off the layout. Like I said, I've kind of been using more of the newer stuff, and so I went back and I found these puffy stickers that I have really used quite a bit from, and I decided to use the little Mickey Mouse soda and add it to my title there. I did add one over to that bottom left cluster as well. There was a sticker, but that is for the most part going to finish off this layout. I don't have much to tag, if anything, because I did use a majority of the older Simple Stories collections. That alpha that I used, I believe, is from the Discover and Create collection by Vicky Bouton. Maybe I'll see if I can find that, because I have been loving that alpha for my Disney layouts. I feel like the colors really work well with all of the Disney collections, and it's just been a really fun alpha to work with. So maybe I'll link that, the Teen Vibes collection too, because I did use the 2 soda cans. But yeah. After I add just a couple of little hearts from Bella Boulevard, I believe that is actually going to be the finishing touch. But I hope you guys enjoyed this layout, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.